This is it, what? Cohiba lit, what? We got that yak up in the cup and getting bent, what? Put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. This is it, what? That Chiba lit, what? You got some drink up in your cup and getting bent, what? So put some smoke in the air, this your shit, what? And raise your glasses if everything classic. Stogie light in.
You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Now, I know. When you're in 2021, G5, why you talking about 2020 still? Listen, I seen the post on Twitter, I think. I thought it was interesting, so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do a video on this. Who had the worst 2020? Vasyl Lomachenko, Deontay Wilder, or Daniel Dubois? I seen the post and I was like, you know what? That's a damn good question. I was like, that's a damn good question. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go straight across the board and we're gonna answer this question right now. Vasyl Lomachenko, yeah, he had a bad 2020. He had a unification fight against Teofimo Lopez for all of the marbles. I'm on record. I don't consider Devin Haney's belt a legit belt. Every belt that Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fought for that night was won inside of the ring. It wasn't won via email or gift by Mauricio Suleiman. And that's no disrespect to Devin Haney. I'm a fan of Devin Haney. I'm a fan of Bill Haney. I'm a fan of Devin Haney inside of the ring. He may be the most skilled boxer out of all of those guys at 135 pounds, and I hope he gets his opportunity to prove it against whoever the champion is going forward, whether it's Teofimo Lopez or if he loses to whoever. So big shout out to Devin Haney, but that's just how I feel about the situation. Again, it's no disrespect, but Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez for all of the marbles, unification, and he lost. Like, he lost bad. I had it 8 rounds to 4. You can argue 9 rounds to 3 for Teofimo Lopez. Like, he got dominated for the most part in that fight. Now, yes, he got dominated because Loma just didn't throw any punches. You know, and you could say it was because of his injury going into the fight, because he had surgery the Monday after he lost to Teofimo Lopez. But regardless, when you in the ring, you in the ring. You know, they cut you a check to be in the ring and fight. That's what you have to do. But for the first 7 rounds, like, he basically gave him away. And he tried to come on late, and Teofimo Lopez just didn't allow him to finish the job. But when you look at the scorecards, if somebody wins 8-4, 9-3, you got dominated. Period. And a lot of people had Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound, including ESPN, had Lomachenko number 1 pound for pound. So with that happening to Lomachenko and the fact that he had to have surgery afterwards, yes, that constitutes as a bad 2020. But then to cap it off, put the icing on the cake, he did an interview and he basically accused Top Rank and Bob Arum of bribing the judges. Like, he basically said the judges was corrupt. Well, goddamn it, you saying I'm corrupt too, because I damn sure had you losing 8 rounds of 4. There's a lot of judges, unofficial judges, that's corrupt if that's the case. And I know Top Rank and Bob Arum ain't send me no damn check. My boxing eyes told me you lost 8-4. So he lost all his belts, lost his number 1 pound for pound status. He has to recover from an injury, and he made those excuses. Now, listen, I'm not a big fan of Top Rank. I'm not putting it past Top Rank. There has some shady stuff going on. We've seen that with Top Rank. Let's keep it a bean. And that's, you know, no disrespect, but he's dead wrong on that. Loma's dead wrong on that, point blank, period. So Loma had a bad 2020. Now, going to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder lost the rematch with Tyson Fury. And, you know, a loss was a loss. right? Lost his title, lost his undefeated record, and he got beat up pretty good by Tyson Fury. You know, a lot of fighters take a loss. The majority of fighters in history take at least one L. But it's what happened afterwards that got kind of crazy. So, Marcellus Wilder said that Deontay Wilder had an autopsy, and it said that he had a dent in his head. Then a doctor said that the dent in his head didn't come from a fist; it came from an object. Then Deontay Wilder said that Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves. He said his water was spiked. The costume was too heavy. He fired Mark Breland because he said Breland's the one spiked his water. When JD's was actually responsible for watching the gloves being put on. And he doesn't fire JD's. Took no responsibility for the loss at all. A lot of excuses. And the LDBC basically came out and said all of those things. Some people in the LDBC, not all of them, some people in the LDBC. And Wilder came out and confirmed it. He also had surgery on his bicep, and they're basically saying that his rematch clause expired. So yeah, like he had a real bad 2020. He had a real bad 2020. Real bad. Now going to Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois fought Joe Joyce in what I like to call an answers fight. You was going to get some answers about Dubois. You was going to get some answers about Joe Joyce. And Daniel Dubois 2020 was bad because his eye took a lot of damage, and it could permanently affect his career. If it was at a lighter weight, cool, but you're facing heavyweights, guys is 220 and up. And the next punch on that eye could destroy his career. So for that reason alone, it was a bad year for Daniel Dubois. He also lost the fight, and people saying that he quit. And you had that whole back and forth about that. So not only does he have to recover physically, he got to recover mentally and emotionally as well. He has to completely rebuild his name, and we don't know if he's ever going to be the same fighter again. So Daniel Dubois definitely had a bad 2020. Now, who had the worst 2020 out of the three? I'm going to go with Daniel Dubois. Because Vasyl Lomachenko had surgery, but it's something he can recover from. Wilder had surgery, but it's something he can recover from. Vasyl Lomachenko took a lot of damage as far as PR. Wilder took a lot of damage as far as PR, but none of them has the problems that Dubois has. Dubois has an issue with his eye. And regardless of how you feel about Lomachenko's 2020, no matter how you feel about Deontay Wilder and his 2020, neither one of them have questions on whether they're going to be able to continue their career. Loma's going to be able to continue his career and try to rebuild. Deontay Wilder is going to be able to continue his career and try to rebuild. With the type of injury that Daniel Dubois suffered, we don't know if he's ever going to be the same. We don't know if he's ever going to recover physically. And we've seen this before in boxing, most recently Kell Brook. Kell Brook got his eye socket broken against Gennady Golovkin. Then he turned right back around in the next fight, fought Errol Spence, and got the eye socket broken again. And he's just never been the same fighter. And that's a guy that fights at 147, 154. So just imagine a guy that's 240, 235, 240, and he's facing other big heavyweights. All it takes is one shot to that eye, and his career could be over. So for that reason alone, Daniel Dubois has definitely had the worst 2020 out of the three. And I wish Daniel Dubois nothing but the best, health-wise. Even if he leaves boxing tomorrow, I want him to be able to see out of that eye and that eye be 100%. And, he's able to live a normal life. Like, I don't want to see his eye take damage to the point to where he has vision problems for the rest of his life. Like, I don't want to see that happen to Daniel Dubois. I think Daniel Dubois is a good fighter. He just has a lot of work he has to do inside of the ring. He has a lot of flaws, and he was getting away with all those flaws because he has a good amount of power. But yeah, Daniel Dubois definitely had the worst 2020 out of the three. Now, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.